of these places are commingled, and they're all being everybody. My girlfriend Sabrina, for an example, and I'm gonna let y'all go because I know y'all trying to get out. She brought a very good point. She's been like studying, trying to figure out what was the best career path, and what she discovered that no matter what career path that she chose, no matter what it is, that we all have become labor workers, meaning even a doctor is a labor worker, a nurse is a labor worker. If you are working for somebody, you are considered a labor worker. And so when we start to really look at that, we realize that we have become a part of a system where, think about the doctors. The doctors really, they take an oath to not cause any harm, but yet they have restrictions according to the medical board. Then they have other things that the insurance companies say they can and cannot do, and what's allowed and what's not allowed. So there is no freedom of thought to say, this is a unique situation. Maybe we should look at it this way and be able to make changes without having to go to an insurance company to approve. So they got everybody basically working in a like a pyramid scheme, so to speak. And either you afraid to get your funding, or you afraid to get your money from the insurance company, or you're restricted to work within certain restrictions, meaning the customer's best interest is never at the forefront.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. The main important thing is the money.
Basically.
Yeah.
And so no matter, unless you are entrepreneur, and here's the other thing that's so profound about that: labor, your your labor is not taxed, right? Your labor is not taxed. But when you go and work for a company, they present you a W-4 form that says you are an employee. Who are you signing up to be an employee of? Are you signing up to be an employee of the company, or are you signing up to be an employee of the federal government because that's their form?
Wow.
Does that make sense what I just said?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we sign up to pay taxes. We volunteer. And they program them to only give us the W-4 form, but there's a W-4V form that you can submit to say, I volunteer not to pay taxes. But it is a real form. I'm telling you. But they never give us that option.
You're talking about a W-4Z as in zebra?
V as in volunteer, not to pay.
V.
V. So there's the W-4. Remember with my econ, we talked about the W-4, right?
Right.
There's the W-4V. There's another form out there.
Wow.
To volunteer not to pay.
Wow. Wow.
Just like all the 1090 forms, there's the 1090, the 1090A, the 1090B, the 1090C. See the courts. That's a different form.
Wow.
So we've been signing up on federal forms, volunteer to be a part of their corporation.
Wow. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. Thank you very much.
So we can volunteer to say, we can ask questions. Well, how do these rules apply to the living? Because I just discovered I ain't dead and lost at sea anymore. I'm woke. I'm alive. Right. But that's how it's really.
Yeah.
But if you do not say who you are, they presume through the 12 presumptions of law that you are the artificial person. And when you don't speak up for who you are consenting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the gods of this world got to wake up and start
Yeah.
speaking their truth.
Well, this is good. This is good. And
Think about it. You've been filling out forms your whole life that say first name and last name. That's the corporation. Right? So every form we've been filling out, even the W-4 form, doesn't, and nowhere on that form say income. Nowhere. It says, line 1, document your wages, your tips, and other sources. Nowhere on there does it say income. No, it does not. So if you don't have wages, tips, and other sources, you don't file. But we volunteered when we signed up the first time with our first job. We said, hey, I'll pay you. I'll pay to be a part of your franchise. Yeah. And be abused. And be taxed. And be feed to death. And to go into your estate account and steal all of your estate money and your legacy money. Because ain't no money. When I show y'all the document, I got a motion for determination of money. Ain't no money. Ain't no money. It's 5 pages and it talks about the whole thing. I'll share it with you guys. It talks about the whole thing about how, the different states and people would leave from one state and the money wasn't the same value and blah, blah, blah. And Congress basically put us under the United Nations. And there ain't no money. So until y'all can tell me what the law for money is, then you telling me the species of currency is important. Because exactly. So I'm calling for an abolishment of the entire monetary system so we can get on some kind of currency that is referencing positive law, meaning all the debt need to go away, and it could be gone away with a zeroed out money order sent to the Department of Treasury, and the people can get instant health care because they won't have any more debt. That's what I'm putting out in the universe. That the debt is resolved for all people so we can sit down somewhere and clean up all this mess we got in terms of problems we have to fix. That's my goal. That's what I'm shooting for. And so any way I can gather more data. It says it right there on their website. Beneficiary. So if I'm a beneficiary, then why am I being denied equal rights and protection under state and federal? So we can learn how to use the Constitution to say we don't want to play or we want to play because we get equal rights under federal and state. But you have to know that, and you have to be able to articulate that to them. And what I'm finding out, too, is that there is no form. There is no proper form that you have to speak your truth, quote the laws, the case laws, and it has to come from your personality, that we can't do a cut and paste. Because my story and what they've done in any way in terms of a tort claim, I could use my story versus somebody like him who's saying, why is it that a homeowner is now penalized for receiving benefits? Isn't this a trust issue? Isn't my name a trust? Am I a beneficiary? Do I have a say-so as a beneficiary? And isn't it your job as trustee, to keep it in honor? You get what? Are y'all following what I'm saying? We hear you and we're following. Everything is about trust. The name and the fact that they betrayed our trust by not disclosing the proper business arrangements called the U.S. Because that's right. That is correct. Thank you. So it's that kind of language that has to get to the executive who took the oath of office. Because all of them, all of the big fiduciaries of major corporations, they insured and bonded for hold harmless. Remember, it's not the company, it's the executives that have the insurance policy, so they know that they are basically playing a game, and at any point the real person can appear and make a claim that they've been damaged. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
That's why it's important for us to get names of knowing who the heads are, because all the heads of all major corporations, the judges, the banks, the federal employees, they all are bonded. That means they took an oath of office, which means they all foreign agents.
Okay, young lady. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We appreciate this more than you know. Yes, and thank you very much for speaking about being an advocate for Kim, because the questions you're coming up with, I had not thought of, maybe one or two of them. And thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're
And
welcome.
we'll talk with you once we get back to the house.
Okay, no problem. Peace and harmony to you guys, and I know y'all gonna get there with one leg at a time. Just ease on down the road. It's gonna be okay. It's
Yes,
it's a normal that we have to just adjust and be proactive. That's all. We have to be real and disclose what is there so that we're not blindsided.
right, right. You're right.
And sometimes it ain't gonna be pretty. Most times, especially when it comes to what's being done to us, it's like a genocide against the
That's
people.
that's true. That is very true. Okay.
All right, then. Take care. Peace.
Thank you much. Peace. Peace and love.
Peace.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Peg. Been politicking and navigating since last night, but I have one of the young men that I told you that has come to me with the sickle cell. He's driving me crazy because he wants to talk to you. So I said, okay, I'll let you talk to her. I'll set it up for you to talk to him today. But there's also another, his actual protector had some kind of food poisoning or something happened to him this past week, and he wants to do a detox or a cleanse as well. But and so I want to get you on the phone with these guys so we can get them enrolled. One of them I know can probably is gonna probably be able to take care of it today or ASAP. But he also spoke about something dealing with his gallbladder, and I think you had a gallbladder problem too, didn't you? Or no?
Yeah, I had mine
Okay. So he wants to do some kind of cleanse, and I've been telling them about the products, and I did maybe a half of a presentation last night, so it made it a little bit easier for me to explain. But I still know I got to just once it gets in my soul, I'll be able to let it roll off my tongue.
once a year these videos and some of these calls, like these calls are only like 30 or 40 minutes, and Monday night is good, and Thursday night is supposed to be about the products. Sometimes it's different stuff, but
Don't
Saturday
worry,
morning
I
we
gotta get it
definitely
into my new norm, but it ain't gonna stop me from saying what I can to get somebody on the phone with you to possibly get them in the pipeline. I'm gonna do the best that I can, because like I said, I think I was watching the videos, then they called me, then we start talking about all the spiritual stuff. But guess what? I don't know. They told me that it was Michael passed over my house last night. I don't know if it was a comet, a shooting star, but when he brought it to me, it shot over my house last night, right over my head, Peggy. I was screaming so loud. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But the two other young men that I was on the phone with said that they sent me pictures of experiences that they've had over the last couple of days with orbs moving around their place in Detroit. So I was like, and we were just all outside on the phone just talking last night, and they're all spiritual, so they're all awakening, have awoken in various ways. And so, yeah, I'm excited because when I tell them about you, they like, well, why you ain't introduced her to us yet? And I'm like, guys, just calm down, you know.
You're doing great. I just want to help you boost your knowledge and confidence.
Don't worry, Peggy. It's going to come with time. Because I need to make it natural that once I'm just talking to people, I don't want to feel like I'm pushing. But if I hear a need, I'm going to be like, oh.
Anything. Remember, we're not selling anything. We're trying to educate and inform people, and then it's their decision. But they can't make an informed decision if they don't know this stuff is out there.
Right.
So I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just trying to educate and help people, and at the same time, save the children.
Right. And that's why I know I'm going to probably work on my profile for Clubhouse and revamp my profile a little bit and add this product on there and start making regular uh, talks on there with it and everything to include. So I'm definitely aligning, and I can't wait to get in the products, to get on the product. And who knows, I might have to embellish my story and say, I've lost 9 pounds in the last 10 days.
Well, just use my story.
Yeah. 23 pounds.
I'm up to 24 pounds and 34 inches in 3 months.
In 3 months. Wow. So, anyways, I definitely want to push this. If I could get I'm going to get my 28, get my people in my 28 days, but I want to, if all of us are going through this awakening, then this probably going to help us even more,
Yes, because this will keep the body cleaned out and in balance. That's why the BioRes is so good. It doesn't matter if you need to lose weight or not. The idea is that it gets the body working in sync together, the organs, the body systems, the metabolic pathways, so it restores homeostasis. And if you need to lose weight, then you'll lose the excess weight. But meanwhile, you're dumping toxins and getting healthier and stronger and better, and more in balance you are, then the better everything else is in your life.
Right. Right.
So I'll type you up that little intro thing that I tell people about the company and the mission and the Operation Underground Railroad, so you can just have that and be getting familiar with it.
Yeah, that's going to be helpful.
You don't want to spend 15 minutes on it, but I just like to let them know what a great company it is, the integrity of the leadership, the mission. Our mission is to, feed 7 million children a day.
Wow. Well, that's good to know. But I wanted to also tell you, Peggy, that I'm going to put my groceries on hold. Headed in the grocery carts for the past couple of days. A few of the items that I really want, like my salmon and my protein, a protein shake that I like, they don't have it. And so I'm going to try to wait a day or two, maybe Monday or Tuesday, to see if it'll come back in stock before I run over there and get stuff. And for now, I'll just order something on Instacart to get a few groceries in here before I do that that bulk shopping, because I know it's better for me to buy bulk, but I want to get what I like, and at least I know the salmon is something I really enjoy and I want it, so I can wait. I'm not dying. I got food here, so I'll just hold off, for a couple of days to see what comes back in stock.
I'm here when you need me.
I know. So at some point, what's your schedule like today so I can get you on the phone with a couple of people possibly?
I've got I'm doing a 45-minute CMA session sometime this afternoon with a gal in California, but she's supposed to text me this morning to see what time, so I don't know what time that is yet. Otherwise, I'm pretty wide open. I've got to do a steal, I think, later, but I'm pretty wide open.
Okay. Okay.
Let me let you know as soon as she texts me, and then we'll work around that. It's only like 45 minutes.
Okay. No problem. I'll just keep you posted. And like I said, when I get them on the phone, I might even get, like we were on a conference yesterday, might be able to get all three of the guys on the phone at the same time, and we can kill two birds at one stone.
That's right.
Three birds at one stone, so that would work too. So maybe I'll call them and let them know, hey, Peggy can talk to us. Maybe we could just all do a conference call, and that'll cut the time down.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right then. Yeah.
The more you can hear me explaining to them,
It's gonna become natural.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'll set it up.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Take care. Okay, bye. Bree.
Hey.
Bree, I wanted to talk to you just brainstorming because I know you the billing queen. So I got another case. I'm gonna probably send you a text, but it may not be necessary because I got a girl that's out in you know my godparents, the older people, Fayetteville and Akeem. Their
Yeah.
their daughter went into the emergency care center on June the 15th, saying that her legs were swollen, and she walked in there and they told her she was anemic. She was then sent to the hospital the next day where she spent 10 days and they gave her blood. They then rushed her off to a facility talking about she needed rehab. And when she got there to the facility, she ended up getting rehab, but they hadn't even made a proper diagnosis yet. So she's been shipped around to multiple locations, and it appears that they just been shifting her to wherever there was a bed available, like what they consider a full service place. Maybe a full service place would be a rehab and a nursing home together. So they probably had an available bed, but they didn't make a diagnosis that she had a problem, but yet they put her in therapy, which used up her time. So she's went from one facility where she only saw the doctor. She got there like on a Wednesday night. She only saw the doctor on Thursday and Friday, and she went to therapy for the next 7 days. And by the end of that 7 day, she couldn't walk any longer. The doctor never came back to see her. Then she got shipped to another place, emergency now, because she can't walk at all, and she ended up getting an infection in her saliva glands. Then, so she stayed there for another 2 weeks. Now she's at another rehab, and they saying that her rehab time basically have been used up. They're claiming that she got a thyroid problem, but what does the thyroid dealing with metabolism and what is the metabolism and energy? What does that have to do with her feet not walking? If she not being able to walk, it could be a heart issue. It could be a cardio. It could be a lymphatic issue. It could be she has MS and she had surgery on her neck at some point. Maybe a nerve has been severed. Why she can't walk now? But the diagnosis she got compared to where she's at trying to get rehab, that don't make sense. And they done used up all her time by passing her around to 7 or 8 different facilities.
So, who is her doctor?
That's my point. She just been shifted around.
She should have got her. When she was in there, she should have got her. Was she going to the doctor for MS?
Yeah, she was going to the doctor for her MS, but at this point, she just walked into a medical, like a emergency care center, who told her she was anemic and shipped her off to the hospital.
Well, they need to